Go.
All right, tonight we're going to talk about surrender. And you might say, well, what are you talking about, Ellen? You know, haven't we talked about control, surrender? If someone were to ask me my biggest obstacle to losing weight in my previous life, I would have said it's because it was hard for me to let go. It wasn't because I had to have the chips or had to have the ice cream. It was because I had to feel like I could fix everything. I could take care of my sister. I could help my mother. My kids would have a problem. Even now, if one of you came into the scale and said, Ellen, I got something going on and this is it, my first reaction would be, how can I help them? What can I do to make it better for them? Now, when you have that kind of a personality, and life doesn't turn out the way you thought it would, let's say someone gets sick or this happens or you lose a job, then you start getting into this whole, wait a minute, God, that's not the way I planned it. That wasn't what I wanted with my life. What are you thinking, God? This isn't according to me. To this day, even yesterday, I knew I was going to be talking about surrender today, and yesterday was one of the worst days I've had in eons because I just couldn't let go of a couple things. And I knew I was going to talk about surrender. And I was saying it in my head, let go, Ellen, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go of it, let go of it, let God have it, Ellen, let go, let go! And then I was screaming, I'm like, I can't let go! And it was like it was in a battle. It was like I was here and I was there. And then an epiphany. I woke up this morning, felt kind of like crap, to tell you the truth, because I didn't sleep well. And I say, what are the benefits of not letting go? What are the benefits? I didn't sleep good. I felt like I wasn't achieving anything towards trying to control this uncontrollable situation. What is the benefit of letting God have it? Even if we take your weight, you can say, I've tried to lose weight forever and I can't do it. Well, you can't. Just say, guess what, Lord? I can't do it. I can't do it. You got it. You got my weight. I've moved on from my weight. I really don't even pay that much attention to it anymore because I'm running this group and I feel like the weight barrier is something I've kind of given to God, and now he's like, won't leave me alone. He's like, oh, I got the weight area, Ellen, now I'm like, how about, and I'm like, that area too? And then I'll say to him, like, what do you want me to be? Perfect? Do I have to be perfect, God? You know, and I have these conversations with him. This article, and there's a series of them here, they're talking about the principle of surrender. Because I used to think that surrender was giving up, it was failure. If I surrender, I'm a failure. I'm like Custard. They're going to be going, here comes Ellen, a.k.a. Custard, who's giving up, you know? And I'm thinking, well, no. Surrender just means that something you can't control, you're finally admitting you're powerless over it. How many times do people hear the old AA mantra? Give it to a higher power and admit that you are powerless over your addiction to food, to cigarettes, to drugs, or I don't want to say it in church, but you know the popular other addictions du jour, if you know what I mean. The sex one. All right, now, this article here talks about putting everything at the cross. Put it all at the cross. And you say, you know, Ellen, that sounds so easy. It sounds so easy, but it just isn't. Here's what I say to you. What are you getting out of holding it on? Let's say you're mad at your sister-in-law and your ex-brother-in-law because they did X, Y, and Z. You're hanging on to it. You're hanging on to it. You think about it. Your stomach starts getting in a knot. They're in Acapulco drinking Mai Tais, and you're sitting there going, oh, and they did this to me in 1968. Oh, how dare they? And they said this, and they said, what? Is there some perverse pleasure in that? Like worrying a sore tooth? Does it feel good? I decided this morning that I'm going to practice what I preach. I am going to lay things at the foot of the cross that I am powerless over. And as I walk away from that, I'm going to say, wow, what are you going to do now, God? Because I let go. And then what you can do is you can wait a couple minutes. And that's what we usually do. Okay, are you ready, God? Okay, I let go. You know, and the thing with him is he could give you the answer the next day, or he could give you the answer the next 20 years later. So I think what we need to do in letting go is do it on a daily basis. On a daily basis, we need to let go. And this article is talking about cease doing what we can't do, and then God will try to do what we can't do. There are people here who've had trouble losing weight. You say to God, you know what? Can't do it. I'm giving it to you. And certain things will start happening. Maybe your doctor will call up and say, hey, you want to come to my practice? You're going to have to get in shape. Or maybe you'll get a test back from the doctor and say, uh-oh, I'm an adult onset diabetic almost. I better get in shape. God has his own plan. And I'm going to stop this one right here, Bobby.